Good day and welcome back to my channel. My name is Miriam Otwe and I'm your favorite events planner. As we know, this channel is for events, for relationship, and for food vlog. So if you're new on this channel, if this is your first time of watching any of our videos or joining us on our channel, you are welcome. So today we'll be talking about wedding stress. Wedding stress. Wedding can come with a lot of baggages, and if you're unable to manage it properly, it can lead to your breakdown or lead to catastrophic. Or it can lead to conflicts, it can lead to issues that will get into your marriage eventually. As we know, that wedding is just a one-day plan and marriage is a due date. So if you're unable to manage it properly, if you're unable to manage wedding stress properly, it might lead into something you never expected to happen in your wedding. And more so, wedding stress can make you begin to pick at people, can make you fight your partner, can make you can make you fight your siblings, depending on how you handle your wedding stress. So which is why we are here for you. If you want to know how to if you want to understand wedding stress and how to manage them, you might want to sit down and watch our video, wedding stress and how to manage it. Stay tuned, stay with us, and don't go anywhere. Thank you for staying with us and welcome back to the Planner Experience by Miriam Utwe. Okay, you're welcome back. Mind you, or you might agree with me that wedding planning is the most difficult part of marriage. Yes, you can argue with me, it's possible. But I tell you, the truth is that planning for a wedding, you can plan for a wedding for a whole year, but once you are inside marriage, it's easier for you to plan with your partner what is and what is not. Wedding, as you go with the marriage, it's easier to plan because you sit together or you communicate with each other easily about what is and what is not in your family. So, but for wedding, it's something you're new to, it's something you just need to experience once and then that is it. So, you want to join me and for instance, let's talk about pressure that comes with wedding is something that I don't need to explain to you, but I believe it's for a purpose, and I hope you find this video educating just so you don't fall into trap. Now let's get to causes stress. Number one causes we might want to find out is finding a venue. Yes, causes of wedding stress. Stress is something you cannot eliminate during wedding planning, but you can as well avoid it by hiring a planner or by following the step-by-step management plan that I am going to be dishing out to you this afternoon. If you're watching it in the morning, watching it in the evening, this morning, this afternoon, and this evening. Okay, the management plan that I'm going to be dishing out for you in this video, I think you might want to just stay back and learn the step-by-step. So number one, causes of wedding stress is finding a wedding venue. Sometimes it's very difficult to find a wedding venue, especially people who embark on this destination wedding. Yes, especially for destination wedding, or even if it's not destination wedding, sometimes it's confusing on how to get a wedding venue. So number two is sending out invitations, like who should they invite, where should they invite. It's easier now because we have social media. Through social media you can invite whosoever you want to invite through social media, but there are some persons you might want to send out cards to that are not in the same location as you. So that's number two causes. Number three is creating a guest list. This one we've discussed in our previous video about guest list, how it causes issues, how it can scatter a budget. So creating a guest list can be very, very stressful. So if you want to create a guest list, if you want to know how to manage all of this, keep watching. All right, number four is coordinating with vendors. Some persons, they are kind of confused on who to employ to do their catering, to do their decor, to carry out their makeup, to do their photography, videography, to do their lighting effects, or then and lots more, to do your cake. You just be selecting vendors. It can be very hectic and stressful when it comes to selecting vendors. Yes, things like this causes stress during wedding. But you don't actually have to stress yourself over this wedding planning or selection of vendor. When you just need to contact one person. Don't worry, I'm too fast. I need to calm down until we get to the manager. All right, the next number is creating your look. When it comes to creating look, it can be very, very the kind of look you want to copy or you want to imitate. Yes, who do I need to look like? Do I need to look like a Cinderella? Or for men, it's usually easy and simple for men. It's just to call your fashion designer, select a variety of dresses you might want to use, and then that's it. But for women, the style, the gown style, the gele style, the makeup style, the shoe style, and all of that, it can be very, very hectic, but you have answers to questions, so that's why we're here. You should sit back and keep watching. You're happy when you find out good expectations, when you are able to manage expectations. You can either make your events to turn out well, or you can make your events to turn out poor, but depending on how you are able to manage your expectations. But if you're unable to manage your expectations, for instance, when I talked about this budgeting, and yes, when I talked about budgeting in our previous video, I do talked about knowing the account balance of your spouse, apart from knowing the account balance, sorry, just planning out together what you need to spend for your events or your wedding generally. So if you're unable to get this, or maybe you don't know the mind of your spouse, and then you go around, you go all by yourself to plan your events. After selecting vendors, then it happens that there's no much money for the kind of wedding you were expecting, as per se. You were expecting the kind of, a princess kind of wedding, and then you end up having this blotung kind of. So for you to be able to manage expectations, the first thing you have to do, in our previous video we said you should sit with your partner and discuss how you want your wedding to turn out. Yes, so if you want your expectations to be in a higher side or in a lower side, in a medium side, some persons do this premium. If you want to be able to manage your expectation, if you want to manage your expectation, if you don't want to over expect and end up in the hospital bed after your wedding or during your wedding, or when you get stuck because of simple things, something very simple you could have just done before you start planning. You have to sit down first before you can, talking about expectation, before you even expect anything in your wedding or during your wedding planning, you have to sit back and know what is and what's not before you start, or before you go ahead with your planning. Or maybe you might have the money, but the vendors might just mess the whole thing up for you. Do you understand? So the reason why most people, they break down during wedding, after wedding, because their expectations were not actually met. They paid for a very bigger cake, and then the vendor came with shikeli cake, or maybe dummy cake. So managing expectations can be parts of can be a factor that contributes to wedding stress. So another thing we might want to look at is designating the wedding party. Yes, when it comes to designing wedding party, how it should look like, or what kind of theme you should use, how you want your wedding to come out, how you want it to pop out, the way you want the party to make sense, like all the orishi you want in a party and all of that. So trying to design how your wedding should flow, the theme of your wedding, yes, the entertainment, yes, trying to draft all of this, trying to reach out to entertainers, trying to reach out to vendors, all of this can be a contributing factor to wedding stress. So worry over the unknown. Yeah, worrying over the unknown. Most times, when you're planning your wedding or your event, mind you, some people, they don't sleep. They don't sleep, like as they are turning to one side, they are turning to the other side. Like they keep moving up and down in the bed because they don't know what's next. But they're just, all their brain is just it's just towards the success of the wedding, how the wedding should be. They're just bothered, like how they want everything to be perfect. Especially women, especially the bride, they just want everything to be perfect. All of these, they're just worried, like what should happen. Or when it's raining at night, for some persons that has their wedding, they have their wedding during the rainy season. When it's raining and it's not even your business, the rain will stop eventually before your wedding starts. Then worrisome, you are already, I don't know. So you are overly worried. Most times it doesn't have to be because something happened, whether or not anything happened. You are just worried because you don't know how things are going to end up, or how things are going. And so let me know one solution. So worry over the unknown, things that you don't know, things that or things you don't expect might happen. You're just worried over them. So this is another factor that can contribute to wedding stress. So there are different types of stress. So let's talk about emotional stress. Different types of wedding stress. Let's talk about emotional stress. During wedding, I don't know if you are already married and you are watching this video. Please, if I forget anything, help me add it to the comment section below. Add it there so that they can see. Wedding is not beans. No, it's not rice. Beans is difficult. No, wedding is not beans. Not something that you think, oh, even if I have everything, something must happen that will result to your panicking, or that will result to you be like, but there are ways you can sort everything out. There are ways you can manage this stress. So first of all, let's look at emotional stress. Number one emotional stress that can happen to anybody that is lack of focus, inability to focus. You see them, one minute their mind is here, other minutes their mind is abroad, the other minutes their mind is somewhere else. Like they are just so unstable. They are unable, cause they are unable to do one particular thing and produce results. Some are able to manage it and results with time, while others, they are easily distracted. They are unable to focus, and their brain has been tampered with because of, as a result of the whole wedding plan issues. So they have this inability to focus. When you somebody planning for wedding, and you just come and talk anyhow, just come to the person and talk anyhow, the way they will reverse back to you. You have seen couple fighting, you have seen bride fighting her parents, we've seen groom fighting his parents, or fighting a friend over a common issue that would have been resolved easily. But because of that wedding stress and all of that, they are unable to to hold their stress or emotionally, and you see them, they are overreacting. You see, so they are unable to focus. They can't even think straight. They can't even even exaggerate. But that's the simple truth. Or if you're married, don't forget, help me to add whatsoever thing that I'm going to forget here today. Add them to this a list of wedding stress, causes of wedding stress. So another thing that I noticed about wedding planning is difficulty in making decision. I was on this table, like me that know color, I know fashion design, I know every. When it came to my turn, like things were now difficult. I could not even, when they say, "Do you like this one?" I say, just put it. Do you understand? Just add this one. Put it. Leave it like that. Where's like, leave it like that. Don't disturb me. Put it. Add it. Add that one. You remove. Get out from this place. Where's like that? So, inability to make decisions is among the factors. It's among the emotional wedding stress, among the types. Sorry. Yes, inability to make decision. So if you want to be able to make your right decision, something you need to do, number one, maybe you should always seek the opinion of your events planner, number one. Then you should have an advisory board. If you don't have an events planner, have someone you know that is very mature, somebody that has an idea about what you want to do. Call and ask, seek their opinion, instead of just saying no, leave it like that. In the end, at the end of everything, by the time your eyes are opened, you will know the difference between leave it like that or just add it. So let's head. So another thing, okay, another thing that I might like to add to that number two. The other thing you might just have, you need to get maybe a wedding assistant. A wedding assistant can help you in decision making. Yeah, so in the absence of an event planner, you can look for an assistant. It could be a family member or somebody you know, like I said, that is very mature and have an idea about what you are doing. So that person can be like an assistant to you and help you in decision making. So we said that feeling overwhelmed and unable to cope. There's some people, they get overly happy and they fall into the trap of being able to focus, being able to focus and doing things successfully. You just see them, they will do one thing and leave it, jump into another one because they are confused. The whole wedding thing has gotten to their brain. They don't even know where to start from or continue from. Everything is just in their face, like, what's the next thing to do? Where should we go? Who should we give card? Who should we talk to now? Which vendor have we not contacted? Have we met my wife's parents? We've not met my own parents. Let's go and see this one. Let's go and visit this one. The whole movement of wedding is not something that you should carry on your head. So, but people get carried away and then they end up not finishing one and then jumping into the other. Stay with us. This video so far, before I continue, I think you should give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. While you wait, stay tuned and wait again. Welcome. So the next number we are going to be looking at is what number is it? Number 4, frequent forgetfulness. Yes, I think I've made mention of that. Frequent forgetfulness. They easily forget anything. You cannot entrust something or a vital information to a wedding planner unless it takes the grace of God for most of them to remember. For couple planning for their wedding. For yes, for our soon to be wedded, you cannot entrust vital information to them. They will forget easily. Yes, and even if they have, which is why sometimes we recommend checklists for them on a daily basis. We get our checklist. We write out what they need to do for the day. We bring our checklist for our clients. They write their checklist, whatever they need to do for that day. They plan it and we plan together. So we usually call sometimes. Have you done this? Yes. Have you done this? Which one have you not done? What is left? And so that's it. Most times it's better to have this checklist. It's very, very important, because when you are planning for wedding, you can easily forget and not forget. So the next thing we might want to look at is constant worrying over things that have not been done, worrying over things that, we've not bought drinks, we've not collected our clothes from tailor, it's about to rain, the rain will just fall now. Then the next thing is our food. What if something happens? Just worrying unnecessarily over things that can easily be sorted out, over things that needs time to be sorted out. You keep worrying yourself over them. So constant worrying is one of those factors that we're looking at that causes wedding stress. Don't forget, we are dealing with wedding stress. So irritability, depression, panic attack. Man, I've seen people, a day to their wedding, they're in the hospital, they're collecting drip. They have IV infusion to their vein, and tomorrow is their wedding. Why? Some of them, they end up having blood pressure, so things like this, it can easily be solved. Do not work yourself up over little things that me, with my eyes closed, I can settle for you, or with things that you can sort out by just watching this video, or by just relaxing and allow things to go the way they ought to go. Remember, you cannot change everything. People want everything to be perfect in their wedding. They end up carrying headache. They end up carrying all manner of things during wedding. So emotionally, they are depressed because of wedding. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. If you allow this video to help you, and if you extend it to other people, that wedding planning does not have to be like that. Honestly, it doesn't have to be like that. So there are things you can do to stop all of this. But before we get to management, before we get to managing wedding stress, let's quickly look at the physical stress. Yes, let's quickly look at the physical stress, wedding stress. Let's look at the physical aspects. Remember that we have finished the emotional stress, so let's look at the physical stress quickly before we go to the management. So number one, exhaustion. You see people, they are always exhausted because of wedding. When you see them, you know their eyes will be bulging. What's this thing? Sunburn in their faces. You see all their eyes, they're inside. they'll be having wrinkles. You see their face looking tired, and they're always looking tired, looking physically drained, emotionally, mentally, everything. So wedding stress, how to identify physical stress. You see that they are exhausted, then they have difficulty in sleeping. I've mentioned that earlier. When you see somebody that's planning for wedding that cannot sleep, just that his wedding problem, wedding issues, wedding plan on their brain. For girls, some of them, it's not like it's money that is their problem. It's not like, and they don't have an event planner to plan on. They are just thinking about how they wear the wedding gown, or how they're going to look like in the wedding gown, the kind of shoes they're going to rock, the way they're going to pose for the pictures. They end up not sleeping. Difficulty in sleeping. Like, you see them, they will roll from one side of the bed to the other side. So when the wedding day will finally come, you will see our dear bride, even with the makeup, they'll not be looking like a different person. And on a normal day, you see that these people, they look beautiful, they look awesome, they look, but on their wedding day, even with the makeup, you cannot differentiate between who is doing wedding and who is doing ashwebi, because they are stressed because of all the physical stress during the wedding planning. So they have challenges in appetite. That's number 3. They have challenges in appetite. They don't like eating. Even food, give them food. You see that no need. And mind you, there are some bride and groom, they don't like eating on their wedding day. They don't eat on their wedding day because of stress, and then it will lead to lack of appetite. They'll no longer be able to eat. But there are some couple, before they go to church, before they come out for their wedding, they have finished a bowl of swallow. They have finished a bowl of rice. They have some even took alcohol before going to their church. Some will take alcohol, some will take juice, some will take minerals, tea, or whatever. But while some, because of wedding stress, over stress, they'll never remember to eat, to put food in their mouths. So wedding stress, physical stress, is how to identify them. The couple will end up having lack of appetite. Some have high blood pressure, rapid heartbeats, just name it, low immunity, headaches, like I said, body aches, dizziness, even stomach pain, self-drain. So all of these things can be avoided. Honestly, they can be avoided. You can do a whole lot, no matter how you plan weddings. There must be something that you will not be able to figure out. So that is it. That is it. Thank you for staying with us, and thank you for watching our video. Watch out on the next video on how to manage wedding stress. I know you can't wait, but you need to wait. You can find our video here. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel to get the next video on how to manage wedding stress. Thank you for staying with us, and if you find this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up. Invite our family members to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching again. Until next video.